Lethal Company needs no introduction. By now, everyone knows the chaos, the monsters, and the torment. We're looking beyond that, at the moons themselves, and the eerie environments that define them. Often overlooked, the exterior environments of the moons offer a haunting but serene experience of exploration. This is the beauty of Lethal Company's environments. Experimentation is most likely the first moon a new employee will visit. Its rocky, dusty landscape immediately sets the tone for the game's hostile worlds. At first glance, the moon feels industrial, dominated by what seems to be an abandoned oil facility. Beyond the looming factory and a handful of scattered storage barns, however, the environment is strikingly empty, an emptiness that amplifies the eerie sense of abandonment and isolation. It seems like people haven't been here for a long time. Upon exploring the environment, you're left with the haunting tune of the ambience. The music in the exteriors of Lethal Company's moons give off a strong sense of loneliness, but they still manage to be somewhat beautiful. There are signs warning of the dangers beyond this landing zone. Ignoring these signs certainly has grave prospects for any employee stupid enough to step past these boundaries. These dark storage facilities seem to have been cleaned out before the previous tenants of this moon had left. They cleaned house, leaving not a single bit of scrap behind. When approaching the facility, it is daunting. It looms over the employee like a giant obstacle. It seems that the trains here were abandoned rather haphazardly, almost as if whoever was here before had to make a swift escape. Experimentation does a good job at providing a feeling of loneliness and abandonment. If Experimentation was dusty, then Assurance is a desert. Its barren surface stretches across uneven rocky terrain, giving the moon a harsher and more alien quality. Amidst this desolation, one detail stands out: the giant pumpkins scattered across its surface. Their presence is strange, almost absurd, but it adds a surreal touch to the environment, hinting at how Lethal Company balances dread with the uncanny. This moon seems to house some sort of refinery, probably for oil or some sort of fuel, considering the large tanks and the pipes that stretch across the landing site. There are even tankers that are lodged within the terrain itself. It is logical to want to follow the pipes and see where they lead. Passing some of the wildlife, and yet again, some oversized gourds. There seems to be scaffolding that employees can climb. Upon taking a look around, why is there a random ladder just poking out in the distance? This moon introduces some more strange and uncanny elements that help it stand out from the others. It's rather straightforward otherwise. The claustrophobia makes it feel less lonely than experimentation, however. Vow introduces a striking change in atmosphere, breaking away from the barren industrial landscapes of the earlier moons. Instead of dust and steel, players find themselves landing among dense vegetation and towering trees. It's the first time the game presents an environment that feels alive, though not necessarily in a comforting way. The thick canopy makes it harder to navigate, as the forest conceals landmarks and shrouds your sense of direction. Perhaps most unsettling, however, is how familiar it all looks. The plant life is distinctly Earth-like, from the trees to the underbrush, as if this moon had been plucked straight out of a terrestrial forest. It's strange, uncanny even, that such an environment exists so far from home. How did it become this way? Was there a concerted effort from the previous inhabitants to, perhaps, terraform this planet into being what it is now? Or was it always this way? Either way, something about this place doesn't feel right at all. For a moment, it feels less like stepping onto an alien world, and more like trespassing into a forgotten corner of Earth, blurring the line between the familiar and the alien. If Vow is a forest, then March is its darker, swamp-ridden sibling. This moon feels suffocating from the moment you land, drenched in murky greens and wrapped in a hazy, humid atmosphere. The ground is uneven, the water stagnant, and every path feels like it leads deeper into a maze of twisted trees and boggy terrain. Like Vow, it's rich with vegetation, but here, life feels hostile. Something in the air makes it feel less like a place to explore, and more like a place you should stay away from. Then comes the most chilling detail, the severed head of a fallen employee mounted on a pike. In that single image, March shifts from unsettling to outright horrific. It's a reminder that these moons are not just alien, but malevolent, and that others have come here before only to meet grisly ends. Scattered emergency exits and pools of water break up the terrain, while the central building resembles a bunker more than a factory or a refinery. Its design raises an ominous question. Was this bunker meant to keep something out, or to keep something in? March doesn't just unsettle, it hints at secrets buried too deep, an escalation of the game's creeping cosmic horror. Gordion is something else entirely. This is the company's moon, and the landing site immediately makes that clear. Entirely surrounded by dark waters, the facility is nothing more than a massive industrial port. towering and monolithic. There are no trees, no strange pumpkins, no signs of life. Just the company's presence, heavy and absolute. This facility is a statement, a reminder of who you work for. Taken together, these moons form a haunting tapestry of environments that embody more than just level design. They're emotional landscapes. Experimentation sets the tone with its barren isolation. Assurance layers in unease with its desert strangeness and impossible pumpkins. Vow unsettles with its uncanny familiarity. March plunges us into outright dread. And Gordion looms as a cold reminder of the company itself. Sure, they are bleak, uncanny places filled with silence, decay, and death. There's also beauty to them, in the way they capture loneliness, the strange colors of alien skies, and in the quiet spaces between the terror. The moons of Lethal Company are not just places of fear, they are hauntingly beautiful worlds that remind us that even darkness can be breathtaking.